Grand Rising. I am here, you are there, and we are being. You know what I'm talking about? Now, for those that come in later, or if you decide to share this because it's happening to you on a different medium, you need to check out my community section. Now, y'all know I am a truth teller. And my truth needs to be heard. Now, when I first came to this platform, I wasn't aware of all the ins and outs of being a content creator. No one is, right? But when you have high tech involved in anything having to do with your money, there is a potential for a scandal. Now, I've shared things on my community board about a lot of stuff happening in tech with engineers and everything else. And it just dawned on me today. The reality of being railroaded. It was so much happening to me, y'all. I had people doing spells on me. I had people falsely accusing me. And then I had someone going in a honey pot off top from the beginning. So, you ever just thought you don't know how much money you made? Listen, I heard a lady say this morning, spiritually, you've robbed me blind. They've taken everything from her. Some people will continue to support their downfall. Those of you that add sugar and spice to your channel to be seen first, knowing that there's so many that are in jeopardy of being homeless and that are homeless because of the sugar and spice that so many feel like they need to have in order to be seen first. If you look at my community section, you'll notice something. I am somebody that from the beginning, when I would drop my content, I would have 1,000 views within an hour. It was a slow decline. I have 2 examples, but there's more. Remember when I said it's up and it's stuck, and that's a good thing, right? Because that means my channel is generating income somewhere. I never thought that that income was going in someone else's pocket. The latest video that I published has close to 300 views. 300. Within a 12-hour or so span. That is completely slow. I'm used to getting that in 5 minutes. So I feel like it needs to be addressed. Because I have to tell my members what's happening to me. Not only did I have them sticking their hand in the honey pot, I had individuals that did not want me to have a membership because they wanted me homeless 3 years ago. Conveniently, these same individuals started channels. And when their channels didn't take off, that was my fault too. I've already explained that my first channel was taken over And that one never got monetized. Let me tell you something, y'all. I'm saying where the money at from the old videos. You're saying well, you got paid from it, but it's still revenue generating on those videos. There is a system that is in place to make sure you do not make it to the top. And if you're at the top, they want you to fall drastically. I'm no longer opening up my chat because there's so many that want to know who my supporters are. Because they want my supporters to be theirs. When I say it's always the same individuals, it is. I know what's taking place spiritually because of who I am. I know everyone that they done put a T on that is a content creator. There's going to be so many that hide the fact that it happened to them. And they're just going to slip off. And you're going to say, what happened to Sassafras? It is because to you, they look like they should be a billionaire. It is important for me to address it. So my viewers, my subscribers, my supporters, my membership understand what happened to me. Y'all need to know what happened to me. Because at one point, my channel was generating a lot of revenue. Someone in the office decided that they needed to take from me. Now, I done already said, as long as there is a membership, as long as I have members, I'm going to continue to create because obviously I'm helping so many. But y'all have to understand what is happening to me. Right under the big G's nose. It is time for major change. Major. The average person is going to say, as long as it's not happening to me, I'm all right. And then when it starts happening to you, because let me tell you something. These ones, they got many mansions and everything. So who in their right mind, when they could just dip in and dip out, is going to say, I'm going to stop? When they go over there to where it's sugar and spice, they say these are not genuine, but that don't mean they're not going to try. They know if it's genuine views on your channel. Someone said it happened over there on Takati Tick. Yes, it did. It was so many that woke up and half of their stuff, of their revenue was gone. And at the same time, it was protocols changed on there. Who do you call? Who do you talk to? They're in the midst of a major upgrade. Who do you go to? Who do you say, you know, this is happening to my channel, yada, yada, yada. Oh, it's a whole lot of going on. I know that. But I'm saying, at this point, y'all, you gotta save yourself. Save yourself. And at the same time, we have everything going on in the country. So people that make money off of the WWW, people that work from home, There is so much happening to slip into your devices and take what you got, no matter if you're a content creator or not. It's important. There is a lot of content coming from individuals' car. Some are choosing to go to the car because they got a lot of noise in the house or whatever. But some are actually in their car working because they stay in shelters, they stay with family, they stay with friends, or their environment is not conducive to you believing that they are not homeless. I'm not like that, y'all. I'm telling you that we are in the mix and in the midst of a major transformation, and it's painful. The up and the stuck arrow means at some point someone attempted to do it again, and the system caught it. Something revamped, and now whatever was made in between the time the arrow went up and now is not in my pocket. Do you understand that? This is how I ended up homeless. I seen something, right? A short where this lady, she went, to me is meeting someone with their own energy, right? There is apparently a storm somewhere in Texas, I believe, but I could be wrong. I'm not sure if this is a recent one or if it's happening currently or if it happened in the past. The lady asked the man, it's a lot of content coming out about women, females, ladies, whatever, yada, 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 asking men to get something off of a shelf. The lady looks like she got there first, right? It's a whole bunch of people going to check to see if they have the arrow up and stuff. I might talk about it a little bit more. Of course I know what's going on. They don't want me to know. The engineers, the ones that ascended. They sit back and act like they're archangels when they try to connect with me. I know they're not archangels. But that's neither here nor there. Listen. These are people that have lucrative careers, that have ascended, that are going to play in your face and act like you are cray if you say you hear them talking to you, attempting to talk to someone else because of where they are at. I know that Silicon Valley, Rhode Island, San Joaquin, San Jose is hot spots in every satellite district. So we're not going to go there. Everyone. He wants me to be off the platform so bad, just like the ones doing spells on me and him, because that's the reason why he's like that. And a whole goo gobs of others. There's a group that says, I'm going to join the membership. I'm going to join the membership. These are the ones in the satellite district, because they're so used to hearing If you join the membership, you'll be covered spiritually. Then going in there and taking others' stuff without their permission. They're going to work. When I said that they weren't welcome on the membership, that changed the tone there. It's neither. What happens if Ether ends up off the platform? Ether has to work like everyone else. That's what happens. But what happens to the individuals that participated in all of this? We have examples of a whole bunch of stuff happening right now because it's coming out on the news like I told y'all months ago. Let me tell y'all about the short because it's important. The lady asked the man, this is to Afro-Americans, to get something off the shelf. He say, first come, first serve. The way the cart is positioned looks like she got there first. And he did a swoop-de-doop and cut her off, basically, right? And grabbed the water because it's the last, it's conveniently, is always the last water, right? The last case of water. And so they could have very well knew each other, but to me, it didn't look like a skit. So he says they're having a little altercation about the water. And he says, you got a family and I got a family. Okay. I don't care if you couldn't reach it, if it was too heavy, if you maybe, we don't know the variables, right? Maybe she had surgery, maybe her arm hurt or something. Maybe she was having a heart attack or something. And, you don't know why someone is asking you to do something. You just look at them and assume they're all right. They could do it themselves or they can call a cashier. So he said he grabs it and puts it in his cart. She didn't have nothing in there, in hers. And she's like following him, bumper to behind. And he's like, lady, don't follow me. And he's looking like he's getting ready to, do a two-piece combo on her. Because she was antagonizing him because it was the last water. She didn't want to go to another store. And what if she went to another store? What if she went to another store and there was no water? So the person that decided to make that assured added their opinion, which is valid. One thing that I agree with was she could have simply asked the man for a couple of bottles of water. What I don't agree with is the stance that you got a family, I got a family. The cutthroat attitude. Your family, better my family than yours. See, I'm used to that. I'm from the city. You better my family. The man said, you got a family and I got a family. And the attitude he had was as if he was talking to another man. He was talking to a woman. A woman. Now, with all the content creators that say black men this, black men that, we supposed to, you know what I felt from the vibes coming off of him? I felt like he was going to go home to his wife, his family. Her color does not matter. I feel like he was going to go home to his wife and say, this is what I'm talking about with these rats. That man should have been in the store with her to grab that water. Look at me. I'm a good man. I'm here. I get the water. I go out, get the water. I bet you she a single mother. That's what all these single mothers deserve. Let me tell you something. Approaching me like that, especially right now. First of all, I'm not going to ask near man to do nothing for me. Because if I get confronted like that, when when with all of this stuff to line your pockets and shape and mold the future just because you got to pay your rent, mortgage, or whatever. You don't understand that individuals are watching you and they are formulating opinions about their own. And then later on, you're going to be sitting there crying, she divorced me. Oh, these women ain't nothing. You got a family? I got a family. That's why I said it was 100% accurate. That's how he was. He was irate. You got a family? I got a family. To a woman. Of course, she agitated. She made it worse because she said, hey, look, this is the last water. I want this water. I asked you to get the water and you put it in your basket. When you got a family, I got a family. Conveniently is always a female, a lady, a woman asking a man to do something. And don't let the wife be there. You supposed to ask me if he could take the water down. That's the proper protocol because look, I got a husband, you don't. And my husband is at the grocery store with me. I don't care if you don't have. Oh, my husband did come home. Oh, these harlots. Oh, this. Because now it's a husband grab. You know who looks like they are the prize? The husband. The husband looks like everybody need a husband. Everybody need a husband. That's what social media do. Because they want to change their appearance. I am a black man that takes care of my family. Look, I don't have no outside children. No children out of wedlock. She should not have made that poor decision to mess with that type of dude. It is only 5 of us in creation, and it is a billion gazillion women, and us 5 are the epitome of blackness as men, and you should have got one of us. Type-ish. You should have got one of us. Yes, I understand that you're not my type. I don't like you, but too bad. I'm going to make it worse. I'm going to make your day worse for you and say, you're not my type, and I'm going to condemn you for not being my type because otherwise I would be sliding you my number and telling you I'm married. So you don't get the wrong idea. What I suggest to a lot of women, no matter what color you are, is to make sure that you have some type of prophylactic. Because let me tell you, if you got a good job, you might not after you sleep with him. You might not. Your health might decline, because all of the married men that I've ever been with the exception of 2 that I did not sleep with, said that they weren't married or they were getting divorced. All of them. It is important because I am a content creator. Now, I know there's going to be so many, passport bros or whatever that come over here and try to hide the fact that it's happening to their channel too and sensationalize what's happening. I for sure know it's happening to you. I'm not talking about the people in the chat. I'm talking about the ones somewhere else. When I said, if you're getting 380,000 views on one video, you should be a billionaire. Some don't actually know how much they could generate without sugar and spice. So they don't get that the people that have not added sugar and spice are aware of how much you can make. So not only does someone else or someone did at some point have their hand in your money on your channel, but you gave someone permission to put their hand in it, and nothing is documented. Nothing is documented. So when you go in front of Uncle Sam say, this not right. You don't know it's not right because you ain't never went in front of Uncle Sam. Y'all know what I'm talking about? It sends a whole bunch of red flags. So now y'all know it's a mixture. Oh, this is a gumbo happening here. And if it is happening here, it's happening on all platforms where you have to report when you fill out a W-9. There's a protocol to that. You know, there's things that are supposed to be listed that are not there. But if you never bother to open up that app and look and say, well, you know, if you never bother to open it up and look and see how much you made. Because some people are not adulting, y'all. Because when you have a job like this, that means you owe. Especially when you make anything over $30,000. Oh, wow. Look, it's so many that are feeling like they're in trouble. The type of trouble that you are in, not me, because I paid my taxes when I made over $30,000. This is why I said we need classes. We need classes. It's a contract there that's telling you everything you're supposed to do. And, you know, at the time, most say, hey, look, I'm not going to read all of this. The problem is you're bound to it. Let me tell you something. The people that fill out W-9s know. And the ones that are coming into the game, they're not telling you. Because they want you to fall on your head. So keep playing. I'm not talking about the ones in the chat. Y'all got to understand that I have clear audience. Y'all need to look that up. It's very important. So I want to say I appreciate all of my members. This was an informational video. Again, check out my community section so y'all can see my analytics. Just two. It's so many. Look, I could go down the line and it would take, I would be posting for days arrows that are up and stuck. So I'm saying, where is the money? Because I'm not receiving it. When it starts happening to more people, then there'll be an uproar about it. Right now, it's only happening to, I say, about 5,000 content creators on this platform. This platform is big. Huge. Huge. 5,000 is just a small bit. But when it starts happening to more, because 5,000, some are saying 5,000 is a lot of people. Yep. But because this platform is huge, that means it has to happen to more. Now y'all understand that these people don't have to work. There's a system that is catching it. But that don't mean we're going to get the money. I'm not going to suggest nobody sugar and spice. I'm not going to suggest not to sugar and spice, because every time I suggest to not do something, these ones that feel like they're going to get away with it and it's not going to happen to them do it anyway. So I'm going to say, go for broke. I'ma say all of y'all got what y'all wanted. All of y'all got what y'all wanted. The ones that wanted others' downfall, including myself. The content creators that really have something to say, really have something to give to the public, to their viewers that is important. Y'all got it. Let me tell y'all something. There was so much uproar about what I was putting out in the beginning because I was one of the first to do it that way. Now they go to those videos and see them as the most popular videos that I have and decide that they're going to do them. They're going to recreate my work. They don't care if it's not true. They don't care if somebody is in their feelings about it, because in their mind, I done already eradicated those that wanted to take me out for putting it out. So, hey, I opened the door. They can benefit from it. That's how they feel. I do not suggest no one do tarot or tarot. Not the way this is. I really do not. I like, I like the lives, even though the lives is not generating a lot of money. At least right now. I like them because y'all get a different side of me. Again, I plan to keep my membership going. And hopefully, whatever is happening with the system, with all these upgrades and everything else happening outside of the upgrades, it'll restore. But as of right now, y'all, my members, subscribers, viewers, y'all have to understand my members get me through. The people that donate to me get me through. And you can see by looking at the stats. That is it.